Yeah, don't worry about that down there at the moment. That is just the plastic sheet that is still on the front here, and the same here. So this, you see, yeah, I think you see, yeah, here, round about here, you can see what looks like a scuff on the glass. It's not. It's because I've still got the plastic sheet on it, and it's the scuffing on the plastic sheet. I don't peel off the plastic sheets. I'll let you do that because you get fingerprints over it. I've taken off the sheets on the inside, obviously, but if I you can see it here as well. You can see where it's rippling. That's just the plastic sheet. Because as soon as you take that off, it just, you get fingerprints all over it. Oh, it's a nightmare, and it's all brushed steel underneath there as well. So the same with that one there. So it's 1, 2, 3 peels, and she's all good, all golden. But yeah, so I'm just going to be running the tests next couple of days, loading up software and such on there now. Previous video, I think I showed you the multitasking benchmark because you wanted to use it for video editing and such. Scored higher than pretty much anything else out there at the moment. But yeah, there's your box of bits. It's not too bad, to be fair. So you've got your other box there, that's your computer box itself. That, it's not too bad. So you've got all your hard drive cases, processor case, hard drive cases. This is for the RAM sticks, your copy of Windows with your Windows key in there. You can use, if you lose the Windows flash stick, you can use any other flash stick with Windows on it. You just have to use that key that's in there. That's the only thing you can't lose, is the key, because that's the registered copy on the computer. Got your distro plates, so distro plate, 1 radiator, 2 radiator, motherboard box, fan boxes which have still got loads of other fan cables and such in there, because with these fans, when you clip them together, you only use 1 set of cables, but they can all be linked in individually, so you've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, I think you've got about 5 sets of cables in there as well. You've got your cables for your Corsair, the premium cables, the PSUs. You've got the other cables in the power supply. You've got the power supply box down there, that's got your other set of cables which I didn't use, the standard ones. You've got your graphics card box which has got the graphics card fan cooler in there if you ever wanted to put the graphics card back together. That's just your, what should I call it, CPU block. That's about it. Oh, what we've got here, oh yes, this is the distro plate, sorry, not distro plate, the graphics card water block box, and that is it. So it's not actually that, but it's not as bad. I mean, it's stacked in there quite nicely, so it's quite an easy box. But yeah, so all done, up and running, no leaks. I'm going to run her now constantly, just going to leave her on for a couple of days. If there was going to be any leaks though, it would have leaked by now. You know, I pressure test them anyway. So got your reservoir there. You can't fill up the reservoir all the way to the top, because if you can see the two, you see that there and that there, those 2 plugs there, you can't fill past them because you fill it up from the back end. You can fill it up from the front end, but it's a ball ache, so I'll fill it up from the back end. But yeah, you can't fill it up past those, because obviously if you take that off to unplug it, it will just spaff out everywhere. Got the drain plug is at the back of the computer, so if I ever need to drain it, it's at the lowest port of the lowest point of the system, so it drains out. Bit of a jiggle because I'll have to lift it up and down, because you've got 1 radiator at the bottom, you've got a radiator at the top. Radiator at the top will drain pretty easy. Radiator at the bottom I'll have to tip and turn, tip and turn, tip and turn. But yeah, I mean, that's just if you ever wanted to change the coolant. And you can see the coolant there. You can see that's that RGB strobing through the coolant. This coolant is designed to reflect RGB lights, so it's slightly opaque, milky colour. And you can see in the card as well, it's strobing through the card. And you've got enough space there to get the RAM sticks in and out. So that's one of the main things with, I mean, like upgrades in the future. You won't, I mean, 32 gigabytes of 3000 megahertz RAM with a 9.9, you're not going to need to upgrade anything. and with the 3090 you're not going to upgrade. The only thing, as I said, that you will be swapping in and out will be the hot swappable hard drives at the back there. That's an example of one of the Wi-Fi antennas that's just magnetic. So I've just put it on the back there. That's my Wi-Fi antenna. Your antenna's in the motherboard box. But you said it's plugged in at the Ethernet as well. It's just when you boot these up, you need to use the Wi-Fi antenna before it recognises the Ethernet. I don't know why, it's just one of those things. I love this motherboard though, because it's absolutely brilliant to work in. The red letters at the top there, that's just telling you what codes are going on. AO, which is AOK. And yeah, so what else have we got to talk about here? I think that's about it really. Yeah, so you've got your on-off switch at the front. You can see that's strobing, the colours there. Underneath that you've got your reset switch. You've got your two USB ports. You've got two more USB ports down there. You've got your Thunderbolt ports at the back. You've got your USB-C. You've got your headphone in and out jack, or headphone in and microphone out, or headphone out, microphone in. You've also got all that at the back on the motherboard as well. So if you don't want those cables shown at the front, you've got all of those ports at the back. You've also got optical audio as well. That grey port there is optical audio. So if you're just plugging it in to your normal computer speakers, they're all colour coded, as you can see. Your opticals there if you want to plug it into a high-end stereo. You see all those USB ports as well. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 USB-C, 5, 6, 2 USB-Cs. Yeah, so you've got plenty of ports. You're not going to be shy of being able to plug anything you want into it. What else? What else? I think that's about. I think I covered it all really. Yeah, no, I mean it's absolutely a lovely. Enjoyed building in this case. It's a lovely case to build in. But yeah, so I will be benchmarking, running programs, and playing some games on it, and just stress testing it. It's running. The thing in the background at the moment is my aircon. It's my aircon at the moment, so just ignore that. That's not this making that noise. This makes absolutely sod all noise. I mean, the fans, I've got them manually ramped up to, I think, 1,300 RPM, so you can hardly hear them, but it's enough for a decent airflow out the top. And the pump as well, that automatically will speed up and slow down depending on the strain on how much cooling needs to be done, because the pump is plugged directly into the CPU fan plug, so it automatically recognises when the CPU gets hot, it starts spooling up the pump. The only other thing you'll hear slightly is the old mechanical hard drive at the back. That starts up, it's very quiet again. It's absolutely, you can't hear anything. I mean, if you wanted to go a completely silent computer, the only silent computers you can have with no fans in them are passively cooled. And if you Google passively cooled or fanless computer, there's a YouTube video of a guy building one. It is the most horrible looking computer I think I've ever come across, because they put the motherboard upside down, back to front, and it's the ugliest thing I think I've ever seen. But if you wanted complete silence, that's the only way you can go. But I mean, this is silent anyway. This is pretty much bang on silent. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. Getting quite a lot of glare from that RAM, aren't you? I mean, it's camera's trying to focus on it, it's like blaring out. You can see that is really, really on point. You can see where that's highlighting the motherboard circuits, and this looks really nice. I hope you're happy with it anyway. And yeah, so it will be all ready to go. I can drop it off Friday, as you said, because then that gives me the whole week to basically test it and put it completely through its paces. I haven't come across any bugs at all at the moment. It's absolutely fine at the moment.